Miami, a city known for its vibrant beaches, lively nightlife, and a melting pot of cultures, but today we're diving into its unique culinary scene. Miami is a gastronomic powerhouse, a city where the food is as diverse as the people who live here. We're talking about a food scene that's a delicious blend of Latin American, Caribbean, and Southern American cuisine. You can't take a step without being tempted by the scent of Cuban coffee, the sight of a food truck selling arepas, or the sound of sizzling fajitas from a Mexican cantina. But in this ocean of culinary delights, two dishes have managed to rise above the rest: the humble meatloaf and the ever-popular fried chicken. Now you might be thinking, meatloaf and fried chicken in Miami? Yes, you heard right. These two American classics have been adopted and adapted by the city's diverse culinary scene, and the result is a gastronomic experience that's uniquely Miami. So, how did we stumble upon this meatloaf and fried chicken phenomenon? Well, it all started with a deep dive into local food blogs, a whirlwind of online reviews, and a carcinoid of recommendations from Miami locals. Time and time again, we saw these two dishes being praised for their flavor, their creativity, and their ability to bring comfort food to new heights. With such rave reviews, we knew we had to try them out for ourselves. But with so many meatloaf and fried chicken spots in Miami, finding the best of the best was a challenge. We knew we had to set some criteria: the flavor had to be spot on, the texture had to be perfect, and the overall experience had to be memorable. It was a tough job, but someone had to do it. So, armed with a hearty appetite and a sense of adventure, we set out on a mission to discover the best meatloaf and fried chicken in Miami. So, join me as we embark on a delicious journey to discover the best meatloaf and fried chicken in Miami. Finding the best meatloaf and fried chicken in a city teeming with food options seems like finding a needle in a haystack. But hey, that's part of the adventure. Miami is a melting pot of cultures, and its culinary scene is no exception. With every corner you turn, there's a new taste to discover, a new aroma to savor. But we're on a mission to find the best meatloaf and fried chicken in this city. So how are we going to judge the best meatloaf and fried chicken? Well, it's not just about the taste, although that's a big part of it. We're looking at 4 key criteria here: taste, presentation, price, and the ambiance of the restaurant. Because let's face it, eating is not just about filling your stomach, it's about the whole experience. Taste, of course, is paramount. We want a meatloaf that's moist and flavorful, a fried chicken that's crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. But we're also looking for presentation. We eat with our eyes first, so we want dishes that are as pleasing to the eyes as they are to the taste buds. Price is another factor. We're not just looking for the most expensive dishes, we want value for our money. And finally, the ambiance of the restaurant. We want a place that's comfortable, inviting, and adds to the overall dining experience. Now I've got a list of recommended restaurants from locals and foodies alike. It's a diverse list, from high-end restaurants to hole-in-the-wall joints, all promising the best meatloaf and fried chicken in Miami. It's going to be a gastronomic journey, but I'm ready for it. Armed with my list and an appetite, let the meatloaf and fried chicken challenge begin. Unleashing the foodie within me, I dove headfirst into the culinary delights of Miami. The first stop on our gastronomic journey was a quaint little diner nestled in the heart of the city. The aroma of home-cooked food wafted through the air, immediately transporting me back to my grandmother's kitchen. The star dishes here were, of course, the meatloaf and fried chicken. The meatloaf, a comforting blend of ground beef, onions, and bell peppers, was baked to perfection, its top glazed with a tangy tomato sauce that added an extra layer of flavor. It was moist, tender, and packed with a hearty, meaty taste that was hard to resist. The fried chicken, on the other hand, was a crispy, golden delight. Each bite was a symphony of textures, the crunchy exterior giving way to succulent, perfectly cooked chicken. The seasoning was spot on, making it a dish to remember. Next, we ventured into a bustling food market, its vibrant ambiance punctuated by the lively chatter of locals and the clinking of cutlery. Our destination was a popular food stall known for its unique take on meatloaf and fried chicken. The meatloaf here was a fusion of traditional and contemporary flavors. It was generously stuffed with diced vegetables, giving it a delightful crunch and a fresh taste. The accompanying gravy, rich and flavorful, was the perfect complement. The fried chicken was equally impressive. Marinated in a secret blend of spices, it was deep-fried to a perfect golden brown. The meat was juicy and flavorful, with the spices adding a delicious kick. Our culinary journey then took us to an upscale restaurant renowned for its gourmet interpretations of classic dishes. The meatloaf here was a revelation. Made with a blend of premium beef and pork, it was incredibly succulent. The chef had elevated this humble dish to gourmet status with a rich, red wine reduction sauce that added a luxurious touch. The fried chicken was no less exceptional. Cooked sous vide before being deep-fried, it was incredibly tender, with a light, crispy coating that was simply divine. Our last stop was a homely, family-run joint with a reputation for serving the best comfort food in town. The meatloaf here was a family recipe, passed down through generations. It was a delightful mix of ground beef and veal, baked in a tangy barbecue sauce that added a smoky sweetness. The fried chicken marinated overnight in buttermilk was comfort food at its finest. The exterior was crispy and well-seasoned, while the inside was tender and juicy. Throughout this tasting tour, I had the pleasure of interacting with locals, each of whom shared their love for these dishes and the stories behind them. Their passion for food was palpable, adding a whole new dimension to my culinary adventure. Each restaurant served up a unique twist on these classics, making this challenge all the more exciting. The diversity in flavors, textures, and presentations was truly a testament to the culinary prowess of Miami's chefs and home cooks. From comforting and homely to innovative and gourmet, each version of meatloaf and fried chicken had its own charm, making it nearly impossible to choose a favorite. But alas, the challenge was to find the best, and so the quest continued. Amongst all the mouth-watering dishes, two stood out, making this a moment to remember. As I bit into the succulent meatloaf, my taste buds were immediately awakened by a symphony of flavors. The meat was tender and juicy, perfectly seasoned with a harmonious blend of spices that danced around my palate. It was like biting into a savory cloud, each morsel melting in my mouth. The crust had a delightful crunch, providing a textural contrast that elevated the whole experience. It was rustic, comforting, and oh so delicious, truly a testament to the culinary prowess of Miami. Now let's talk about the fried chicken. It was a revelation in itself. The golden, crispy skin gave way to the most tender and juicy chicken I'd ever tasted. It was a perfect balance of flavors, the slight sweetness of the marinade perfectly complementing the savory chicken. The crunch, the juiciness, the flavor, every element was in perfect harmony, creating a symphony of taste that was nothing short of phenomenal. The magic of these dishes lay not only in their taste, but in their ability to transport me. With every bite, I was taken on a culinary journey, exploring the rich tapestry of Miami's food scene. I could taste the love, the passion, and the tradition that went into the creation of these dishes. They were a beautiful representation of the city's vibrant culture and diverse culinary heritage. But what struck me the most was the emotional connection these dishes evoked. They were more than just food, they were a celebration of flavors, a testament to the city's culinary prowess, a story told through taste. They were a warm hug from a loved one, a nostalgic trip down memory lane, a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. They were an experience, a memory, a taste of Miami. And so, as I savored the last bite of meatloaf and polished off the final piece of fried chicken, I couldn't help but smile. These dishes were not just food, they were an experience, a memory, a taste of Miami. After a food-filled day, it's time to announce the ultimate winner. Our taste buds have been on quite the roller coaster, from the spicy to the savory, the traditional to the experimental. In the realm of meatloaf, we savored everything from the classic mom's recipe to an avant-garde fusion. Each had its unique charm, but one stood out with its perfect balance of seasoning, texture, and nostalgia. Now on to the fried chicken. We crunched our way through a spectrum of flavors and styles, from the golden brown southern classics to the sticky sweet Asian-inspired renditions. But one clucked its way to the top with its crispy exterior, juicy interior, and a flavor profile that danced the perfect waltz on our palate. So, without further ado, let's drumroll please. Congratulations to the undisputed champion of meatloaf and fried chicken in Miami. Your culinary skill and creativity stole the show, and more importantly, our hearts. As our culinary journey in Miami comes to a close, I'm left with a satisfied stomach and unforgettable memories. This city truly is a melting pot of flavors, with its meatloaf and fried chicken taking the culinary world by storm. And remember, taste is subjective. What sings to my palate might dance differently on yours. So, when you find yourself in the vibrant neighborhoods of Miami, don't hesitate to try these delicacies for yourself. Who knows, you might discover a hidden gem that I missed. And when you do, be sure to share it with the world. Do you have a local delicacy that you think can rival Miami's meatloaf and fried chicken? Or perhaps a food challenge you think I should take on? I'm all ears. And if you enjoyed this gastronomic adventure, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. There are many more food journeys to come. Till our next food adventure, stay hungry and keep exploring.